This is Becky Schultz with Equipment Today and ForConstructionPros.com, here to share more good news about the construction industry. In each episode, we cover positive stories, news, and events as a reminder that good things are happening in the industry across the country and around the globe. In this episode, I'll be sharing economic news that indicates there is a light at the end of the COVID-19 tunnel. But first, I'd like to start by recognizing a few construction heroes. These are companies or individuals who go above and beyond to help those in need in their communities. Back in March, Christy Saltzman, controller, and Tim Oberst, chief estimator for the Shelley Company in Ohio, volunteered to coordinate the distribution of risk mitigation supplies across the Great Lakes area. Over the past 3 months, they received, organized, and distributed 12,800 face coverings, 2,275 thermometers, 1,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, and a variety of cleaning supplies to those who needed them. In addition, Henkels and McCoy's Central Region donated 3,000 masks to the Aurora Fire Department for use in their day-to-day activities as they support citizens of the city of Aurora, Illinois. And employees at Swinerton spent more than 1,800 hours in the month of April delivering meals, making masks, donating blood, reaching out to those in need in their communities, and performing other acts of kindness. As part of Nurses Week, McCarthy Building Company's Central Region partners delivered more than 3,400 gift certificates for pizza or grocery stores to nurses at 14 hospitals across 6 states as a way to celebrate and show their gratitude toward these healthcare heroes. In addition, Clark Construction Group in Bethesda, Maryland, has provided 2,000 meals and counting to healthcare workers and staff across the country. To help fight hunger during these difficult times, Sun Construction recently provided a $10,000 grant to El Pasoans Fighting Hunger to help support the food bank's efforts to meet increased need during the pandemic. J.P. Cullen, Janesville, Wisconsin, and West Bend Mutual Insurance Company offered to match the first $25,000 raised for the Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin on Giving Tuesday. This helped propel the fundraising effort to raise more than $75,000. Finally, Weiser Brothers, general contractor in La Crescent, Minnesota, presented a $50,000 check to the Hunger Task Force to help provide for area food shelves and those in need. The funds will help the nonprofit provide food to 188 food programs in 7 counties. And finally, the Vancouver Island CTV News reported a sad but heartwarming story involving large trucks and an area man whose life was drastically altered by a devastating diagnosis. 44-year-old Herman Renmoto, who has worked for 10 years for Butler Concrete and Aggregate, was diagnosed in March with terminal lung cancer. When his birthday came around on May 16th, concrete workers from across the city gathered together with more than 50 concrete trucks to drive loops around Herman's home to say happy birthday and show him how much they care for him. He said the gift was the best birthday present he has ever received. Now let's take a look at some positive economic and other industry news that shows better things may be ahead for construction. The construction industry added 464,000 net new jobs in May, according to an Associated Builders and Contractors, or ABC, analysis of U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data. This is a drastic improvement from April, which recorded the industry's largest month-over-month job loss. The ABC also reported its construction backlog indicator rose to 7.9 months in May, a slight increase from the previous month. In addition, based on an ABC member survey conducted May 20th through June 3rd, confidence among U.S. construction industry leaders continues to rebound from the historically low levels observed in the March survey. While cautioning that we are not out of the woods yet, Anirban Basu, ABC chief economist, stated, "With the economy beginning its recovery sooner and more dramatically than anticipated, fewer projects are likely to be postponed or canceled. Combined with rising contractor confidence, this will also help accelerate the recovery of state and local government finances as tax collections surge, ultimately resulting in more monies available to finance infrastructure." The Dodge Momentum Index Issued by Dodge Data and Analytics as a monthly measure of the first or initial report for non-residential building projects and planning, moved just 0.1% lower in May, despite ongoing pressures related to the pandemic. According to Dodge Data, its present level continues to suggest that there are enough projects entering planning to allow construction to begin a modest recovery in the third quarter. In May, there were 11 projects, each with a value of $100 million or more, entering the planning stage. A new survey by the Associated General Contractors of America and data from construction technology firm Procore show that construction activity is returning to pre-coronavirus levels in many parts of the country, and some firms are adding workers. While cautioning that we are just now beginning to appreciate some of the longer-term impacts of the pandemic on the construction industry, AGC Chief Economist Ken Simonson noted many of the immediate economic impacts of the coronavirus have passed, and as a result, activity and hiring are up slightly. Finally, in early June, Democrats on the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure released text of the Investing in a New Vision for the Environment and Surface Transportation in America, or Invest in America Act, a surface transportation legislative proposal that would provide nearly $500 billion over 5 years to make transformative infrastructure investments in surface and rail transportation. On June 15th, the Trump administration announced it was preparing a nearly $1 trillion infrastructure proposal to spur economic recovery. A preliminary version of the proposal indicates most of the money would be put toward traditional infrastructure work, such as roads and bridges, but also set aside funds for 5G wireless infrastructure and rural broadband. Subsequently, on June 18th, House Democrats announced that its proposal had been merged with other bills into a larger $1.5 trillion infrastructure package, the Moving Forward Act, which would invest not only in roads, bridges, and transit systems, but also in schools, housing, broadband access, and more. In addressing the revised House plan, Stephen Sandher, Chief Executive Officer of the Associated General Contractors of America, stated, House leaders understand that one of the best ways to promote new economic growth is by investing in the nation's aging and often overburdened infrastructure. These investments will create needed new construction careers, promote demand for new construction equipment and materials, and ensure that the economy will be more efficient and effective for years to come. The introduction of the House bill is the first significant movement on infrastructure investment since last July, when the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee approved its own 5-year, $287 billion highway bill. That's it for this edition of Construction Good News. Be sure to join us again to hear more good news in future episodes. Thank you for watching.